Today we are doing NBA player props here on PrizePicks for Tuesday, May 9th. Before I get started, there is a link in the description below. You can sign up for PrizePicks, or you can use promo code TUFF to sign up. 100% deposit match. Discord link is in the description, as well as the Patreon link is in there as well. Post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for the NBA playoffs on there. Again, I'm not a gambling expert, not financial advice. These are simply just plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully, giving you guys some insight and analysis to then make your own player prop decisions here. But yeah, let's get into it. We got two games here, May 9th slate. D'Angelo Russell shot 1 for 8 in the first half yesterday from the YouTube play yesterday, over 15.5 fantasy score in the first half. So he shoots 1 for 8. He still finished with like 12 fantasy points and shooting 1 for 8. Literally, he makes like one more field goal, and that maybe has a chance to hit. So pretty tough night for D'Angelo overall. I think he only ended up playing like 20 minutes in the game. But Jalen Brunson over 5.5 assists was free. So let's get into it, you guys, though. Just wanted to recap last night's plays. I got two plays here that I'm targeting. Let's not waste any time. Let's go. So the first one is going to be James Harden, and I do like his over 42.5 fantasy tonight. I like his over 42.5 fantasy. We take a look here. He's hit this in 3 of his last 5 games here, and he's now hit this 2 times against Boston, 2 of 4 games against Boston. Now, again, he had that crucial game 1 without Joel Embiid, where he had 58.2 fantasy. It was pretty much not a blowout, but the game wasn't really close in the fourth quarter. And then in this last game, in the overtime game, he had 79.1 fantasy. Obviously, this matchup is in Boston, and it is actually a 7.5 point spread. So I'm just really hoping we don't get any sort of blowout here. I think with Embiid back, starting to get fully healthy again, and kind of just the way these last game went in the series here in Philadelphia, I'm expecting this game to be close. Obviously, this is a must-win game. It's 2-2. Boston definitely needs this game. Boston definitely needs this game here. They don't want to go back to Philly down 3-2 here. So when series are tied 2-2, usually that home team is trying to win that game. That game 5, I believe. So I think this should be a close one. But I like James Harden tonight. So we take a look at his PRA here on Outlier. Again, check out the link in the description of this video for Outlier. The best research tool in my opinion here. I've been using it every single day. And the mobile app, you guys. I'm on the desktop, obviously, but I highly, highly recommend the mobile app. There's a link in the description of this video. You get a 7-day free trial on Outlier here. But you can see here, this is his PRA game log this season when he plays 39-plus minutes a game. Now, we've seen James Harden in this series so far. We've seen him play 39, 41, and 47, right? And except for the blowout game in game 2, which was just insane. But in games where he plays 39 plus minutes here, you can see the hit rate for his PRA: 48, 44, 52, 46, 46, 40, 45, 38, 57, 43, 36, 46, 36, 52, and 59. Now I'm showing PRA here because obviously PRA has a positive correlation to fantasy score. And if we take a look at James Harden's fantasy score game log this season when he plays 38 plus minutes, right, the hit rate for this is extremely high. So 42.5, all we need is 42.6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games this season, including the playoffs, when he plays 38 plus minutes is the only time he's missed this. He's literally gone over this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 of, what is this, he missed 6, so 23 of 29 games this season when he plays 38 plus minutes, including the playoffs, he's hit the over on this fantasy score line. Now obviously, his PRA is going to have positive correlation. He's pretty much hit fantasy line with his PRA in pretty much every single one of these screens as well here. So we take a look at James Harden's fantasy score game log this season versus the Celtics. He's now hit the over on this versus the Celtics in 6 of 8 games versus the Celtics. We know the Celtics are horrible defending isolation scorers, which is what James Harden is. And he's really, really, in my opinion, started to play more aggressive, right? He had the horrible game 3. I think we had the over on his fantasy score, maybe on Patreon, maybe on YouTube. But he played 41 minutes in that game, 16, 6, and 11, shot 3 for 14 from the field, and that was a home game, by the way. 21% from the field. Came back, bounced back, had 16 for 23, 69% from the field, finished with 79.1 fantasy, 42, 8, 9, 4 steals, and 1 block here. I think James Harden not going to have a game like this where he shot 21%. He already showed he can score in Boston, scoring 17 from 30, 56%. In that game 1 here, he's also had games of 50 and 45.2, or sorry, 51 and 52. So if you take a look here, at Boston this season, including the playoffs, 30 fantasy in the blowout where he played 32 minutes, 58, 51, and 52. Right, just like a modest game for James Harden. 21, 6, 8, and 3 steals would be the over on this line at 42.5. Again, this is a must-win game. We're going to see James Harden play close to 40 minutes tonight. Coming off a game, I think James Harden's the type of player who does somewhat ride off confidence. I think he plays well tonight, right? And then we take a look at his fantasy points per minute. James Harden, over the last 5 games, we're looking at 1.2618 fantasy points per minute for James Harden. So basically 1.26 fantasy points per minute for him. We take a look at that, 1.26. I'm doing the math on my calculator right now. If he plays 38 minutes, that is 47.8 fantasy points. I would say that's conservatively giving it a prediction there, 47.8. But a 42.5 just seems a little bit too low for me for a player that has had just such high usage. We take a look over the last 8 games. James Harden, second on the team, obviously, to Joel Embiid, but 29% usage rate per 36 minutes. He's actually cleared this line at 42.8. We're expecting him. This is per 36 minutes, so we're expecting him to play 39, 40 plus minutes tonight. Per 36, he clears the over on this over his last 8 games, all in the playoffs. We know Boston can't stop ISO scorers. We know Boston not really trying to double James Harden as well. With Joel Embiid now on the floor, as well as Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris, it's not like they can just double James Harden. So I like James Harden over 42.5 fantasy score tonight as the first play. The PRA on outlier, a lot of green here when he plays 39 plus minutes. And this is, again, if we take a look at when he plays on the road, he's hit this in every single game on the road this season when he plays 39 plus minutes. 46, 57, 43, 46, 36, and 52. Again, this is on outlier. You can really break down and sort this by so many different filters here. Games without a specific player, games with a specific player, if they win or lose, minutes per game, home, away, things like that. So I like James Harden here over 42.5 fantasy as the first play. And then the second one, again, we're just going with another superstar, another guy that we know there's going to be volume for him tonight. I'm taking Jokic over 53.5 PRA. Now, again, this is another player who has really been playing extremely aggressive in these playoffs. 57, 60, 64, and 68. He's hit this in 4 of his last 5 games and 3 of his last 3. The usage over his last 3 has just been insane. But let's take a look at Jokic here on outlier. We can see here in the 2022 season when he plays 36 plus minutes, right? And this is, I believe, at home. Decent hit rate, right? Obviously, some of these games may account for some blowouts. Again, playing 36 plus minutes, Jokic consistently just kind of plays that all the time. If we just jump this up to let's just bump this up to 39, right? Every single time at home, he's hit the over on this in 39 minutes. 38 every single time, but 170. But look at these overs: 77, 67, 66, 57, and 60. Okay, now obviously these include a couple of playoff games here. Obviously down here against Brooklyn and Minnesota, in the first round, and then obviously in this recent game here on May 1st versus Phoenix where he had 60 PRA. But here is Jokic's PRA game log this season when he plays 35 plus minutes. This is just 35 plus minutes in the playoffs. You can see here he's hit this in 4 straight when he plays 35 plus minutes. 57, 60, 64, and 68. So just take this in. We just need 54 fantasy from him tonight. A line for Jokic of just 24, 18, and 13, or 32, 16, and 9 would hit the over on this for us. And I think in a game, where he's going to play close to 40 minutes, right? Denver is definitely not trying to go back to Phoenix down 3-2. We know how elite Denver plays at home. All of Jokic's numbers go up significantly at home. Rebounds go up about 2 rebounds per game, 13.1 compared to 10.6 on the road. Assists go up significantly, 11.1 assists at home compared to 8.5 on the road. And then points go up 0.6%, but we know Jokic has been really looking to score the ball this entire series. Going back to outlier here, we take a look at his PRA game log, right? The odds on this one, minus 130 on FanDuel, minus 125 on DraftKings, minus 133 on Caesars, and minus 120 on BetMGM. The movement has kind of changed a little bit. It opened at 54.5. We get it now at 53.5, in my opinion. I do maybe think a lot of people are probably going to smash the over on this, just not even from watching this video, just in general. And this maybe has a chance to bump up to 54.5. We take a look here at Nikola Jokic, and we take a look at his last 5 games. Last 5 games, right? 36.7% usage. He's averaging over the last 5 games. This is per 36 minutes. We're definitely going to see him play more than 36 plus minutes tonight. 31.9, 13.4 rebounds, 9.2 assists. just do the math. That is 54.5 fantasy, or sorry, 54.5 PRA per 36 minutes is what he's been averaging over his last 5. Now that's just per 36, guys. Obviously, we take a look at Jokic in his minutes: 39, 42, 41, 42, 39. Let's just do this real quick when he plays 39 plus minutes, including the playoffs, just to look at these kind of game logs here for Jokic. PRA game logs when he plays 39 plus minutes every single game this season. When he plays 39 plus minutes, he has hit the over on this PRA line. Jokic, over his last 3 games in this series, 17 potential assists, 11 assists per game. Same with the rebounds here, 20.3 rebounding chances, converting 12.3 rebounds. So he's literally getting 23 RA average in this series, with an average of like what is that, like 37 rebounding and assist potential, rebounds and assist chances as well. I just like Jokic tonight. I think the stats are kind of proven here. Jokic here at home is pretty elite. You can see the hit rate on outlier for his PRA when he plays 38. Let's jump this to 39 real quick. Every single game, you guys, when he plays 39 plus minutes, he's hit the over on this. At home, even higher hit rate, 404. I like Jokic here tonight, over 53.5. This series, more specifically, Phoenix versus Denver, has been very profitable. These games have been high scoring, high usage from the superstars here, and I'm expecting a lot more of that tonight at home for Jokic. So James Harden over 42.5 fantasy, Nikola Jokic over 53.5 PRA. Here are the 2 plays here. Again, you don't need to run this in a 2-man power, but I'm just showing you guys this as a 2-man power, and I will be locking this in as a 2-man power. Definitely Taco Tuesday today as well. So waiting to see on some of those. But these are the 2 plays here that I do like. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these 2. Please drop a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button. And as always, let's cash.